Crumb and Scott seem to always be on top of Craigslist. Like, I think they just monitor it like on a every 30-second basis and usually seem to get pretty good deals on it. Somehow one slipped by him, and it was actually an older post from like a week before, but it was a guy that was advertising quite a bit of stuff, 80s PCs and consoles and just tons of stuff. I decided to contact the guy and set up a time for us all to go down and check his place out.
Per usual, everybody else did the work on Craigslist, and I pretty much just tag along so I can get stuff without having to do any of the work, and that's usually how I operate with these guys, but don't tell them that, because then I'll have to start helping.
I'm like ready to just go down and grab, like, I want this and this.
Are we going to be like fighting each other?
Yep. Kind of off the beaten path, in a garage, kind of in a wraparound driveway, and man, I'll tell you, when we pulled around and started walking up to the door, it was like, this dude had 50 of everything, at least. Stacks and stacks of consoles, from rare and obscure to, I mean, just everything. Thousands of games for any system you could ever want. It was just amazing to see such a large collection in one place. Really nice guy named Justin. Apparently he's just been buying out resellers left and right, which is fine by us because we're not big fans of resellers. They kind of cramp our style.
Justin decided that it was time to let some stuff go. To be honest, he said he'd probably just reinvest the money back into video games. And there were a lot of common titles. But for this particular trip, it wasn't really just about what we came home with. It was quite a bit to see. There were so many things to just marvel at. I gotta say, for our geographical area, this has gotta be one of the biggest collections around. It was cool to see that he appreciated a lot of the often overlooked older computers, especially the Commodore 64. That's what I had as a kid. You didn't need an NES to be cool. And it's nice to know if I ever need a spare and my breaks down, I know where to go. He probably had at least like half a dozen or so just extra Commodore 64s lying around, which is pretty sweet.
And I see he's just got rows and rows of games. I'm like, oh God, we're gonna be here a while. He's like, oh no, that's my personal collection stuff. I'm not selling any of that. So I'm like, yeah, of course.
No, but seriously, this guy's collection was ridiculous. It was just walls upon walls of games everywhere in his garage.
So we're there for a while. He pulls out some dollar manuals, strategy guides, posters, anything you can think of, he had it there. We go even further in the back, and he's got a bunch of video game console cases, game cases, and I see this particular Nintendo one, and I ask him to pull it down. I say, how much were you wanting for this? This is for sale. He goes, well, make me an offer. So I say, $10. He says, all right. I say, sounds good.
I ended up finally getting an 8-bit Sega Master System and a couple boxed games. I also picked up quite a few common NES titles, but it was just awesome to see so much in one place. Just blew all of our minds at how much this guy had. He had a ton of shit.
He mentioned that he graduated high school about the same time as us, and then at that time he started collecting video games. and that just got me thinking. The prices have been going up so much. I can only imagine what it would have been like to collect when it was more of a buyer's market.
It's a good thing I cleaned my car out that day because we filled up the trunk with pretty much everything that we got, and as far as I'm concerned, you can never have too much junk in your trunk.
I picked up some stuff, some of it for trade bait that I already had, like Streets of Rage 2, Toe Jam and Earl, and then I also got Decap Attack. I can finally say that I now have a complete Legend of Zelda. I was able to pick up the map and the manual for $1 a piece, so basically the quest for completeness is done. I also picked up the box and manual for Kid Chameleon. I don't even own the game, but it's a lot easier to find a cart loose in the wild than a CIB.
I'm looking through this guy's $3 bin, and I ended up finding a couple pretty cool little gems in there. One was Gunstar Heroes Loose for Sega Genesis, and the other one was for NES. It was Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. $3 a piece on these games. I'm not complaining even with the label rip on the Gunstar Heroes.
Dash and Nick really mopped up down there in DG, and as you can see, Crumb and I didn't really pick up too much stuff, and I'm pretty sure it's because Crumb kind of had his eyes on a bigger prize for later on that week.
I was checking out Craigslist earlier in the week, and I saw a post for a certain arcade machine that I've been, you could say, actively seeking for quite some time. And he had a really good price on it, and I really just couldn't refuse. I get in contact with the guy and find out he's about 40 to 45 minutes away from where we live, and we got a time set up on the weekend to go pick this machine up. Good buddy Bino, fellow guitar player in my band Tropic Bombs, was kind enough to let us use his truck. So me and Rob and Ben were all going out to grab an arcade machine.
We're out in the sticks.
Down the sticks.
We're way out in the sticks. I'm getting a little nervous.
I'm looking for me a new cousin.
If you can remember far back enough to when you first stepped foot into an arcade, that is pretty much what we felt when we went into this guy's house.
Really? Holy crap. That parking meter. It's expired.
This is cool, man. Have you guys been cruising USA? Like, is that light up?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know the big copper?
Yeah.
If you were to take the copper off, that's what's built inside of it.
Really? Is that a
Centipede.
Yeah.
Nice.
My mind was just completely blown. This guy has arcade machines like every square inch of his house.
Everything
Wow.
driving you in here is linked.
Really? Oh, so they all like link up together? And...
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
That's awesome.
This one's actually a multi-game.
Oh, it is? It's got
Yeah.
like a...
Yeah, I got a 60-on board now, and
Then he ends up walking us into what he called his treasure piece room. And the first thing I see is this awesome looking Guns N' Roses pinball machine. Did that come on top of the machine like that?
yeah, you know what's crazy? You can see that piece on eBay. You know how much that part is?
How much?
$1,000.
Alone.
Just for like the...
And it's a flimsy piece of plastic.
Is it really?
I've been offered $600 for it several times.
Because I can imagine that thing just got cracked and broken.
Yeah, it's just a real thin plastic. You can just break it. I mean, you can go through and flick it and break your nose.
So then he takes us to the basement. My eyes just lit up the second I walked down there. It was literally like walking into an arcade from like the early to mid 90s. It was so awesome. He had multiple skee ball machines, tons of arcades, and the one that caught my eye was a pinball machine. The first thing that I walked up to, it was a Mario Brothers pinball machine.
You know what's funny is I don't think I've seen that style. I think I saw a wall. You see that big blue one?
Yeah, I don't think
they only made 500 of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a treasure piece. You'll probably never see another one of those long you live. That's number 20.
One of the coolest freaking things I've ever seen.
Yeah, the first 20 are prototypes. They have different colors than all the other ones.
Would you just go around like old arcades that are closing up and stuff and find them?
I've had thousands of machines.
Really?
Kirk Weaver and I were the biggest used pinball dealers in the United States for a long time.
Really?
I know friends with all the designers, Gary Stern, Pat Waller, Gene Cunningham, Steve Ritchie, Mark Ritchie, Python Angelo,
Really?
Dwight Sullivan, all the people that design all these games.
Really?
I'm friends with.
This is without a doubt the coolest basement I've ever seen. When the shit hits the fan and the bombs start dropping, this is the basement I want to be huddled in with all the canned food.
After checking out all of his machines in the basement, he takes us back upstairs and we go out to the garage where the machine is at that I'm here for. Yes, there it was, Donkey Kong. I'm so happy to get this thing. I mean, ever since I saw King of Kong back in 07, I mean, I went straight to MAME. I had to play the game on MAME. I remember playing it when I was younger, but not a whole lot. But after seeing how much fun the game is, on top of the difficulty level of it, it just sucked me in, and I've been playing pretty frequently since I saw the movie. I just want to get home right now and play this thing. I always say so. Oh my god.
Grezza!
What the
Shut
fuck?
your fucking legs, dude. Oh my god, this smells like pure shit.
Oh.
Have that, dude.
There it is.
Complimentary $2.50.
Yes. Shit, it feels so much different with like the four-way.
These are by far the two most impressive stops we've made on this little crusade of ours so far. And it just goes to show that whether your eyes are on smaller things like carts or, you know, a bigger prize like the Donkey Kong cab, as long as you keep your eyes peeled, the stuff's out there, and you just gotta go get it.